Yes, hello. This video is for showing you how to use the research databases in the Fresno City College Library. Notice that I'm in Canvas. I am clicking here in the left navigation part for FCC Library. Next we click here, and that takes us to this page where we can gain access to the Academic Search Premier EBSCOhost, which is what we want to look at next. And this is what EBSCOhost Academic Search Premier looks like. Now you can see that this does not look in any way remotely like Google. But let me just show you these things one at a time. Notice that you have 3 search bars, and that's for really good reasons because you also have Boolean tools. You can tell it, for example, not medical, let's say. Let's say you want to look up cannabis. Not that we are, but let's say you do that and then you say not medical marijuana. Did I spell that right? I didn't. There we go. And we hit search. And we get 2,977 articles that presumably are about cannabis use and not having to do with medical marijuana. Okay, so not is a nice feature. Okay, but going back, what we really want to do, let's clear this, what we really want to look for is what are you doing your research on for your last paper? So let's say you want to know about, put in something very, very basic. You type in the word careers and you notice what happens here. A scroll down bar opens automatically and it gives you fields that you could select: careers in education, in art, in finance, criminal justice, nursing. Okay, let's say you choose careers in finance. And right now, let's not do anything with this and let's just see what we get here. Careers in finance, this database has 3,468 hits. We're not going to scroll through that many pages. And I know if you were on Google, you would just try to pick the first 3 or 4 or 5 and not even turn the page. And you can kind of do that in Google because of the way that that database is set up. But that's an academic database works entirely differently. So you want to give it more pieces of information. So you use this bar where it says selected field. And let's say you choose subject term and hit the search. Because what you had with that 3,500 or so hits was every single source that used the phrase careers in finance. And notice now you're down to a little under 200. And topping it off, career experiences of women with major financial barriers. Well, that doesn't seem to have directly to do with the idea. Back from Rio is a really short title, which suggests it's probably also a really short article. Dream big, funding your CTE program to meet student and program needs. Okay, I don't know what CTE is, but this sounds like it might be great. It's published here in a journal called Techniques Connecting Education and Careers. Wow, that sounds like a terrific journal to be looking at, and maybe we even want at some point to specifically say, let's look for this journal, and we could type that in as a search term. In fact, why don't we try that right now? Let's just take this and put it right here. And we'll put it in, let's see, as a journal name. Look at that. This must have been around a while because we picked up 3,400 hits. What's this one about? The Maker Movement. The subjects are Maker Movement, Learning Strategies, College Teacher-Student Relationships, Rules for Innovation in the New World of Crafters, Hackers, and Tinkerers. Wow, I feel like I have to read that. It's only 4 pages long, but it could be quite intriguing. Now, if I wanted to open this article, I would not click here, because if I do, all I'm going to get is citation information. Look down here where it says PDF full text, PDF full text, PDF full text. All of them don't say that. Most of them do, but sometimes you get an HTML file, but whatever. I click on the file, and that is what's going to open the document for me. And Give it a moment. Load, load. The Maker Movement. That looks so exciting. By Thomas Viviano. Published May 2017. That's quite recent. What does it say? I was taking a required computer networking course years ago for a master's in applied technology at Chestnut Hill College in Philadelphia. I was among the elite educators, the select academicians, while I was simply an electrical technology teacher at a local career and technical center, CTC. The class was conceptual, abstract, and intangible at best. I finally asked my professor if I could bring in a toolkit and materials so that all of my classmates and I can construct Cat5 cables. She agreed, and I brought enough supplies and tools in for 5 students to construct a cable at a time. Eventually, they all had an opportunity to make a functional cable. Oops. The feedback was amazing. One teacher told me he was tired of conceptual teaching and learning, and that it was great to take part in some contextual and experiential learning. You know, if you were interested in writing about that, writing in, technique, as we've been reading from Crawford, learning with one's hands, right? This looks like it could be a great supporting essay, especially if you're interested in the technology field. All right, so let's say I'm really interested in this and I want to read it, but I don't have time right now. So what do? I go over here to the right side and I look for the little cute icon that looks like a little envelope with a little blue arrow. And when I hover over it, it has the word email. So I do this and I want to email it to myself. So I type in my email address, whatever it is, and I type in, I don't know, journal article, whatever. Or actually, you can even leave the subject blank. Now, do we want send? No, 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 don't send yet. We have important things to do. Let's go over here to the right side where it says PDF as separate attachment. That's what we want, so we want to make sure that box is checked because the PDF file is what we need to read the article. And now it says standard field format, detailed citation, and abstract. Do we want this? Well, doesn't hurt anything. But here's what's really important. You see this little word, citation format. And then this unrecognizable acronym here, ABNT. We don't know what that is, but I tell you what, click on the arrow and notice American Medical Association, American Psychological Association, Turabian, Chicago, Harvard Australian, MLA. These are the styles that you have to choose from. Here's what you want to do. You want to click MLA citation because what is going to happen, the beautiful thing that will happen, is when you hit send, in your email box, you will get not only the complete article as a PDF, but you will also get the citation for the article that goes on that Works Cited page that we just talked about. It'll be in your email. And all you'll have to do is open your email and copy it and paste it into your paper on your Works Cited page. And you probably have to do a little bit of formatting, but there you go. There it is. And that's how we would use that. I want to call your attention, though, to one more thing. Let's say we're doing careers in technology, all right? There's something else I want to show you because there's a lot of stuff here, a lot of different ways of doing searches. So we hit the subject, careers in technology. We get 641 hits. That's not so bad. Now let's say we only want the ones that were published in trade publications. Trade publications would be publications that are produced in the world of work, where the things are made. Trade publications are articles about pig farming written by pig farmers. It's way more advanced than you might imagine. Anyway, so what do we get? High growth tech fields with top pay, published in Computer World Digital Magazine. Okay, so that's a trade publication for computers. And it looks like several of these are published in that same spot. Here's a different one, Sound and Video Contractor. Okay, so again, this takes us to the trade publications, which looks like largely they're magazines, and they're, they're written by people in the field of technology, for people in the field of technology. But let's say we didn't want trade publications. Let's say instead we're looking for information on careers in technology, and we choose instead academic journals. What does that give us? 207. And what are the publications? Look at this. This is written by academics in the fields of science and social science, and that includes education. Many things are co-authored by 6 or 8 people. Anyway, the periodical it's published in is called Career Development Quarterly. Okay, so these are academics, and if you look at the title, Predicting Undergraduate Student Retention in STEM Majors Based on Career Development Factors, that's a long title. Academics wrote that. This one's a little shorter, Big Data in the Service of Educator Learning. That's published in, where is it published in? Here we go. Quarterly Review of Distance Education. So you see, when you look at this information on the side, you can really make some very serious changes to the shape of your research and get exactly what you want. And again, many of these things, you know, it might be possible that some of these articles are actually available on the internet, but by and large, you're not going to find them unless you're a subscriber to these particular journals or newspapers. And, you know, that costs money. So take advantage. While you are a college student, you have this very special gift that you have access to the best sorts of sources available for your research, and you can get the most reliable information that way. What else? Let's say we wanted, there's not a lot, but let's say we wanted to see what's in the newspapers. That came up with only 3. And check it out, Careers in Technology, the newspaper is the Chronicle of Higher Education. It is a newspaper, in fact, but it's also a newspaper that's put together by and for educators. The Chronicle of Higher Education, higher meaning college, so it's professors who do this stuff. What else have we got? Oh, New York Amsterdam News, that's an actual more or less popular newspaper. Christian Science Monitor, it's a popular newspaper, but it's typically read by educated people. It's not exactly USA Today. Okay, so these are important things to know about how to do research in the academic article databases.